I want to hear an overview of your take right now with our relationship with China.
Oh, we have an historic relationship, thick with blood ties with China, not just between the Philippines and China separately geographically, pero yung maraming heritage at ugat natin, family ties din nga dito sa Pilipinas. My own maternal great-grandmother was pure Chinese. And we have a thriving Filipino-Chinese community right here in our country, centuries old as any of the other peoples in the country. Alam natin bilang mga Asiano how admirable are the accomplishments of China as a country in the past century or many decades. What gives us pause and really raises our blood pressure, hindi lang itong heat wave, ay yung more recent actuations ng China sa atin. And our necessity of pushing back and staking our claim in our national interest. So, nandun yung China sa West Philippine Sea. Beijing is also too well represented in our national grid, in our telecoms. At ngayon, dito sa issue, one of the many issues that came out of our investigation of POGOs, 4 years in the running now, Karen, ay itong kaduda-duda talaga at nakakabahalang paggamit pala ng mga Chino ng mga Philippine official documents, birth certificates, passports, para kumilos at hindi lamang pala dito sa Pilipinas. The Philippine Embassy in Bangkok reported their alarm that 4 Chinese nationals posing as Filipinos holding Philippine documents were arrested in Thailand for criminal activity. So, kumbaga nagkakalat ng lagim, hindi lang dito, pati sa ibang ASEAN country. At malay ba natin kung sa iba pang bansa sa mundo?
Okay, so you talked about the deep ties between the Philippines and China, right?
Yes.
Except now there's, some sectors have said there's rising xenophobia. That's already happening with discussions with, number one, the West Philippine Sea issue. Number two, just recently, the raid of Apogo in Tarlac, where they've gotten 5.5 million pesos and supposedly they were using fake Philippine documents. And now the alleged influx of Chinese students into Gigarao.
The Philippines has always been open to young people na gustong ditong mag-aral. Those student exchanges, welcoming of foreign students builds dialogue, cooperation, understanding. Pero, at ito yung pinaka-take nung Senate resolution ko, ibang usapin. If any foreign nationals, estudyante man siya o iba pa, POGO worker man siya o iba pa, gumagamit ng official Philippine documents, first, to commit criminal activity or to pose as Filipinos bilang cover ng kanilang criminal activity or to threaten our national defense right within our borders. So kung yung mga estudyanteng biglang ang dami daw yun sa isang lalawigan which happens to be close or is the site, a host of an EDSA site, EDCA site, at malapit pa sa Taiwan, one of the rising temperatures in our region. Kung mapatunayan yung mga dagdag na estudyante doon, natutong estudyante, di mabuti. Okay lang. Pero hindi naman siguro masamang magduda tayo o mag-alala because we can never be too careful and we have to keep our bases covered. Yung POGO Hub sa Tarlac, I conducted an ocular of that together with Senator Sherwin. My God, Karen, it's a 7-hectare property with 36 buildings built on it. The buildings that are dorms for their workers are 7 stories high. There are 14 villas on the property para sa mga Chinese bosses. And the cheapest of those villas was estimated by an architect to be worth 44 million pesos fair market value. At yung ilan sa mga villa na doon ay may mga special features pa na talagang kaduda-duda kung talagang legitimate business operations lamang ang nangyayari doon. And of course, the West Philippine Sea, yes.
No, but let's put it to two questions of that. Number one, is the Bureau of Immigration remiss in its duties?
Yun yung tinanong din namin. Isa sa maraming tanong when we did that ocular in Tarlac, because BI was remiss and called to account for the longest time on the Pastilla scam. Kaya napatanong ko rin, bagong kabanata ba ng Pastilla scam, itong nagagamit ng mga di umanong estudyante, paying 1 million pesos daw to get into those universities, 80% for the ahente, 20% for the institution of higher learning. Ang BI ba ay kasangkot sa pag-access ng itong mga suspicious military looking types daw sa isang village sa Parañaque? And then yun na nga, yung mga Chino na aresto sa Thailand with Philippine passports and birth certificates. Diba? I mean, our national identity
is using the birth certificate of dead people.
At it's so not just morbid, it's so cynical. Wala na bang sacred, no? Yung pagkatao ng tao na patay na at yung dignidad natin bilang isang bansa.
But it also reeks of corruption in the agency. Because how would you source that?
How could we source that?
How would they be able to source?
Exactly. So matatanong talaga fairly na may insiders pa rin ba yung dating business model nila para sa visa upon arrival, corruption para sa Pastilla scam noon ay nag-reorganize lang pero aktibo pa rin yung mga dating ringleaders dyan. The other agencies na itinanong namin dati in an earlier POGO raid na stack ng mga PhilHealth ID, SSS ID, Pag-ibig ID, naka rubber band pa. So inihanda talaga. Paano ito nakukuha without the help of insiders, tapos papagamit sa POGO o sa iba pang mga questionableng industriya na nandun yung mga dayuhang Chino using these Philippine documents?
Okay, now Senator, when it comes to POGO, what is the biggest challenge? What is hindering a total ban on POGO? Because ironically, the Chinese government issued a statement many months ago that they themselves are against POGO.
They are.
They don't have POGO in mainland China.
It's a crime in China.
It's a crime in China, and they're against it because it corrupts their own people. So ang tanong ko, what is stopping the Philippines from just issuing a total ban on POGO?
Exactly. Mukhang may mga policy and program tentacles from the previous administration na unang nagbukas at sobrang mainit na nag-welcome nitong Philippine offshore gaming operations. Kung may policy feet or legs na tinatayuan itong POGO na ito, meron ng at least isang committee report na inilabas, Senate Committee on Ways and Means ni Chair Sherwin, calling for the ban of the POGOs within a very strict time frame of 3 months. At karamihan naming mga committee members ay pumirma dyan. Nirarap up ng aming Senate Committee on Women investigation, yung committee report tungkol sa POGO-related prostitution and all the crimes that followed our investigation against women and children. It's damning against POGO. Wala kaming mabuting masasabi. Lahat ng rekomendasyon namin ay papunta din sa iba na yung POGO na yan. So that your question is my question too, Karen.
But wouldn't it just take the president to issue the ban? President Marcos Jr. just announcing POGO is now completely banned in the Philippines.
He could. Kasi kung si Duterte noon ang nagbukas wide open ang mga pinto ng Pilipinas sa POGO, then si Presidente could also put his foot down and say we are banning POGOs and call upon the governmental and law enforcement authorities to enforce that ban. Lalo na tuwing raid upon raid, panay mga karumal-dumal ang nadidiskubre dyan.
And not only that, it doesn't even bring in the studies show. It doesn't even really, it's not an economic game changer.
At
you know
all.
what I mean, right?
It was a false promise.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the irony. At lumabas yon sa committee report ng Senate Committee on Ways and Means. Ang liit-liit na mga proceeds dyan, ang laki-laki pa rin ng tax obligations nila. And then, kung kaya nating i-quantify, i-monetize yung social cost sa ating bansa, oh my God, the Senate Committee on Women could weigh in on that with 4 years worth of findings and recommendations. So sa balance sheet ng cost-benefit, walang-wala yung mga benefit na ipinangako noon na ang yabang-yabang at yung cost, napakatindi talaga.
Oo. So, bago tayo magtapos, may panawagan ba kayo kay Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. pagdating sa Pogo?
Well, I hope that the President knows that the Senate has been speaking for a few years already and more consistently na i-ban na yung POGOs. Kaya't kung magsalita si Presidente laban sa kanila o mag-utos na ipasara na yan, tulad ng nagawa na ng mga past presidents sa iba pang mga malign na negosyo o industriya dito sa ating bansa, that will not hurt at all. That can only help our people.